Reverend Scott, my co-captain, is going to take over for the first half of hour number 3, and then I'll be back for the last half and to close the show with hour number 3. Thank you all for joining another edition of Ask the Atheist with Reverend Scott and the Mod Squad. If you're in the audience, we encourage everybody, especially the new speakers, to come on up. It looks like next up will be McZed, so Reverend Scott, take note. And don't go away, everybody, and we'll be right back after the break.
Welcome to Sessions at AOL. Bust a flat and Baton Rouge, waiting for a train, and I was feeling.
Jesus, what's with all this copyrighted fucking music?
Yes, he said this. Yes, King is biased. King said this. King had a different argument. He had a totally different argument what you presented. He said Nathan said this, and because he said this, there's no way possible. All I have to do is show one possibility that how can it be a straw man? That was his argument.
No, you're not tracking.
Yo, this is some ex-girlfriend.
You're not tracking.
Come on, guys.
When a king made the
and this argument was like this: if Nathan framed it in this way, then it's possible that that's a straw man. Because he made a bet that there's no way possible that it's a straw man.
So
let me get my money, bro.
Yeah, so I want to make sure this is clear. So you're not tracking either. So what he was doing was clearing.
I'm tracking.
Well, let me just point this out. So what he was doing was pointing out the order of events on the day that it actually happened on what he perceived being it. That's not actually addressing the straw man claim. So when he said, no, wait, Nathan structured the bet this way, or the bet is structured this way, we could just kill all that by saying the bet is this. All right, cool. Now we'll move forward. Then you tap in the actual prompts. He got the ChatGPT prompt. You got it. Knowledge got it. Sight got it. And when you guys seen it, you guys said, oh my gosh, let's go ahead and just bring a whole bunch of people cosplaying as being another gender and put them on stage and then do the whole little thing that you did and then give a whole bunch of people the airtime, right? So that's why I kind of laughed and just felt bad because you guys had it already. Like you guys already had the smoking gun in your possession, but you allowed a whole bunch of people. Are you
saying they brought the Andrew crew in here?
Yeah, bro. They danced a whole bunch of people. And this is the crazy part.
That defines what they true is this group coming in here, helping them out?
So real quick, then you got Bob. And the thing that kind of like made me kind of look at Nathan a little weird is that you kind of held these guys at this high regard, right? Like, these guys are real intellectuals. And I started laughing because I said, these guys are mud ducks, right? But Bob came out, and that was the first person that he questioned. And Bob was like, oh, this is a straw man. And then they moved it again and said that my position was 100% nurture, right? And I started laughing because then when Incan started talking, they said, I never said Samoa said 100% nurture. But you guys keep dying on every single hit. I mean, it's fun, bro, but when you start to believe the delusion, like that's even a bigger problem.
I love Nate.
I had to change my vote.
Sounds like you're never going to get your $50, bro.
Hey, Eric, did you get the document or no?
Yeah, I got it. Yeah.
I mean, the 70-30 poll, it's pretty definitive. I think you should pay him.
Nigga went and asked for the document.
Yeah, bro.
Nah, that was crazy.
He didn't know King had it.
Nate, you're allowed to claim losses in your taxes.
Y'all got some more fucking That's crazy.
Don't you gotta be a citizen to claim
I believe they mentally.
You're gonna have to do No, even if you're not a citizen, you can still pay your taxes if you're not a citizen.
No, you can't file taxes, right?
Can I speak? Can I speak?
No.
Yeah, interrupting you, bro. Go ahead, man.
No, I just want to say this. Look, Samoa clearly lost. Everyone here agrees he lost. The only person who said he won was ChatGPT. And ChatGPT, the way he formatted it, it was nothing like what actually happened. And that's the problem. Once you start offloading, you start letting the AI think for you. And once you start letting the AI think for you, they'll let you believe that square circles exist. So it's just unfortunate, bro. You gotta take your L like a man. At the end of the day, when me and you had the debate, and you said that's because of a question, and strong man is you taking your argument and attacking a weak version of your argument and defeating that argument. That didn't happen. I asked you a question, and you say that the question was loaded, so therefore, hey, listen, I don't even know why I'm running back trying to defend myself. I don't know why I'm defending myself. So, 1 second, bro. 1 second. I'd wait till you were done. I ain't interrupt. And that's when you know you lose, when you want to interrupt. At the end of the day, bro, it was clear hell. You lost. Be a man. Pay up. I remember Knowledge made a bet when my homeboy had got. And Knowledge didn't even know the game was started. The fight already ended. And God took that boy $50, but he paid it. He just started trying to be all technical. Well, I don't know what the You made a bet. There was a clear winner. The winner was me. You're the only one. You and a handful of people are the only one saying that you won. Make my money, bro.
So even maybe they agree with me. So let me just point this out clearly, bro. Can a consistent become a straw man? Right? The answer is absolutely yes. Can a question be the answer is yes. And the way that is does your question address the argument on the table? And it doesn't, bro. It never did. That's how you knew you lost.
Yeah, so let me ask you.
My poor Donnie.
No.
The
argument, wait. See, he doing, let me say this. He doing this, wait, 1 sec. He doing the same thing again. He is arguing possibilities. Is it possible that I could have made it a strong man? We're not arguing if it's possible. We're arguing if did I actually. Everyone spoke to you, bro. They said that no, he did not. But you're saying no, it's possible. Here's the possibilities right there. If this happened and this happened, then it could be a strong man. Nah, bro.
Yeah, I never said that, bro. Yeah, I never said that.
You just said it just now.
No, so I
just said that just now.
No, hold on. So I responded to
It's possible that a question could be a strong man.
Yeah,
no, hold on. You just said that.
Hold on. So you agree?
Why is that important?
Wait, is that what you said?
No. Why is that important?
Because by you saying all I did was ask a question, it brings
George
into question, can a question
Deinhardt,
be a
Pig
straw man?
versus
If it
Candy.
is,
No.
Okay.
They're paying my money, bro.
I think
so go there.
I want to ask you, Samal, like, is it really that serious, right? Cause I feel your pain, because this happened to me. I was arguing with a guy, it was when Brad was in here. We were talking about missiles in like Iran and Palestine. Iran and Israel.
You know how fast a missile could get from one place.
Yeah. What was that nigga name? Birdie? What's that name? I don't know.
You lost.
Everybody in this room, Samal, gaslit me, bro. And I had the proof. I did the math. I done went to the motherfucking site to the
what side of that were you on? What was your
slaves?
I manufactured the people who manufactured the missiles to get the time ranges, bro. And I provided all the proof, but these niggas gaslit the fuck out of me. But you know, I still paid the nigga, even though to this day I don't think I was wrong.
No, you lost that one.
Wow. I still paid him $50 though.
That's a lie. Aaron cannot take.
I did pay him his money on my mama day. You can ask her. Don't do that.
All right, so why did you pay?
The majority of the room, they want to come out, so I was like, I'm not going to be an asshole. I'm not going to be an asshole and say that, that I'm not going to. I decided to pay him.
All right. So then you just basically acquiesced to the mob. All right. So there was a statement that was made, and we had this like vote him off the island thing, right? And this was like the funny stuff, and I think we could all kind of get some fun out of the back and forth. And it was, you don't even have to pay the $50. Just acknowledge that you made a mistake. You can't do it, bro. Right? Because there's not a mistake that's being made. So if they said, hey, you don't have to pay the $50, Eric, all you have to do is say that you made a mistake. Would you do it? Eric?
My bad. I was was looking at something. Say it again.
Samoa, you never really lose debates, so they have to remember that one time you lost.
Yeah, I get you, bro. So here goes the question. A person says, you don't have to pay me the $50. Just acknowledge that you made a mistake. And we could all move forward. What would you do?
Oh, no, I wouldn't have did that. Yeah, I would never admit that I was wrong because I wasn't. But I pay him the money like I did.
Right. See, so you're saying that you would never acknowledge that you're wrong, but yet you would pay the $50 just so you can be more comfortable by acknowledging that you're wrong. Okay, that made a lot of sense.
No, it's not that I acknowledge that I'm wrong. It's like they're appease the mob, right? They're accusing you of being wrong, even though you're not wrong. It's based on the evidence. Because when I'm wrong and I know I'm wrong, I'll admit that I'm wrong. I've done that multiple times. Like when I argue with Mike.
No, Eric. Reality doesn't care about your feelings, bro. You feel like you're right.
I understand that. I'm saying, but if I know beyond a reasonable doubt, that objectively, I'm right. I'm not going to admit that I'm wrong, right? Just because you're saying I'm wrong. I'll pay you the money, right? If the mob is demanding, I'm saying I lost, I'll pay you the money, right?
You could be right inside your heart, bro. But just accept the fact that you lost. Listen. Look, what I mean by that is this: you lost the game. Hey, you were playing the game, you did everything right, but hey, you just lost, and that's all that happened, bro. You were playing right, you felt like you right, but still, the game is over.
That makes a lot of sense.
Everyone decided it.
That makes a lot of sense. But Nathan, when you say everyone decided it, is that pleading to be confirmation? Basically,
that's what it is.
It's the majority.
What I mean by that is this:
pleading to the majority.
Wait, let me know. What I mean by that is this: when Samoa started saying, "Hey, this is what happened, and this is what happened," they said that no. That's
because he opened it up to the majority.
Yeah. How could it not be a strong man when this happened and this happened? They said that still isn't a strong man. Listen,
when you asked the question, you opened it to the majority.
Everyone he talked to, they said, "Hey, it wasn't a strong man. The only people who agreed with him was people who were trying to troll me. King was trying to troll me. Dean was trying to troll me."
So is it a valid? Okay, hold on, real quick, bro. Okay, I'm gonna get it.
So this is how cool this stuff is, right? Nathan doesn't realize that there's actually 3 lines of argument that was being made. One was versus him, that was easy money. Another one started to grow its antlers with Mike because Mike needed the term consenting age to be involved in the actual original argument for it to be not a straw man. Then you had this little nigga Ian can jump in here, and he had his own little thread. So I entertained all 3 of them and said, "Nigga, I'll beat all you guys up. This shit's easy money." So I have the ability of tracking the actual argument. These niggas don't. So when I'm talking to Mike and he's screaming and he's saying whatever he's saying, Nathan thinks I'm talking to him. And when I'm talking to Nathan, Incan thinks I'm talking to him. So then they get all emotional and laugh. Because I'm like, how can you guys not compartmentalize these types of arguments if that's what you guys claim to be? Actually, should be able to identify exactly what's being said. So you don't even know there was 3 different arguments. And that sucks, right? So when it says, "Hey, what about
when you start explaining it to Sasha? And Sasha said, "No, Samoa, you're wrong. It's not a strong man. No, Samoa, you're wrong." What about that time?
Yeah, the reason why Sasha lost is because Sasha kept on. Why not? Aren't you in a society?
You won.
No, hold on. Sasha kept on making assumptions. The assumption was, well, doesn't every society have an attraction to a minor? That was exactly what was being used as, look at this person's making an assumption. You're trying to misrepresent my argument.
That's the strong. You lost, brother. Come on, bro. You lost. You lost.
I don't expect you to be able to track it, and that's fine, bro. That's fine. Everybody can just have fun.
You could talk about me, right? You could try to make it seem like I don't understand. I get that. That's cool. But we already did this already. When we actually had other people that come in and they analyze your ChatGPT response, and when we all put in the ChatGPT and you were just going verbatim what ChatGPT was saying, and this is the bad thing. That offloading stuff don't work, bro, because it requires you to be able to think. If you don't know what a straw man is, and you're just reading off of ChatGPT, and ChatGPT is trying to say what I don't even know what ChatGPT was doing. But anyways, When you were just reading off, you didn't sound like you know what you were talking about. And it's still bad. It's still bad. It's
do you
still
remember
bad that you
everybody?
had people. You even had knowledge explain it to you how it wasn't a strong man, bro. You even had Mike try to explain it to you. Everyone, when you went at it and you argued against Sasha. Sasha said, "No, Samoa. It's not a strong man. It's not a strong man."
All right, so let me ask you one question. Why would all three of them have a different reason why it's not a strong man? For example, Knowledge says
your question is a strong man.
So real quick. So Knowledge. Hold on, bro. Hold on. So Knowledge said it would be a strong.
Get down.
Oh shit. AK, hurry up, AK. Weird ass nigga. All right. So Knowledge's explanation was it would be a strong man, but because Nathan didn't intend to, intentionality is a requisite for it to be a strong man. Nobody else agrees with that, but that's his position, and that's fine. Mike's position was it's not a straw man because of the fact that you mentioned you opened the door by saying something about a consenting age, which garnered the question about a potential attraction to a minor. And then Sasha was saying, oh, why can't you have this? Why can't you have that? Why can't you have this? This should be open for inquiry. Yeah, but not open for assumption. So you oversimplified the actual response, but just think about it. If anybody Googles it right now, you can easily debunk what Knowledge is saying. Does a strong man have to be intentional?
Dude,
right?
This is why.
I mean, let me just finish this last thing. So Inkin, and this is when Nathan fell back, Inkin and Syke, they thought that they had a +1. So they were, right, they were cheering, they were congratulatory. They were like, oh yeah, in order for it to be a strong man, you have to intend to it, and the richness of the action. It was total gas, bro. It was all gas. We found out as soon as King put the prompt in, you don't have to intend or have intention for it to be a straw man. So then Syke goes back and he runs his prompts. He goes, oh yeah, my bad. Okay, cool. So that kills Knowledge's argument, right? Because Mike fact checked it and Mike realized that you don't have to intend, or you don't have to be intentional in a straw man for it to be a straw man. So look, I'll just tell you, I can take every single one of the bricks away from the wall, and now you're just sitting there looking dumb.
Captain.
But we could just move
on. See, I don't know what you're trying to say. You're doing it again, bro. You have like this other argument that's inside your head. That's not reality. I asked you a question, and you accused me of strong man, and you
Captain
just because I asked
George Dinehard versus candidate Congressman John Kitover.
Yeah, y'all killed the wrong reaction. Y'all killed
Samoa's
Samoa left?
Yeah, Samoa left.
Yo, Nathan, I got you here. I got something I gotta say to you.
Oh shit.
You're from the Bahamas, right?
Bro.
Sometimes you gotta get some shit.
You're from the Bahamas, right, Nathan?
Yeah.
Okay. So did you know the Bahamas is not considered part of the Caribbean?
Oh shit.
Considered part of America?
No, it's not. It's technically not a Caribbean country. It's part of the Lucayan archipelago. It's technically not associated with the Caribbean. So y'all are not a Caribbean. Y'all are not a Caribbean nation.
It's in the
we have to wait on our money, bro. That isn't true.
No. The countries that are considered part of the Caribbean are part of the Caribbean geographical basin. Y'all are in a different archipelago, so y'all are not in the Caribbean basin. It's a geographic formation. Those countries are technically Caribbean. Y'all are Caribbean wannabes, so.
That's true.
That's wrong.
That's true. They're not a Caribbean country.
No, I know what you're saying. And you would be right, but when people say Caribbean, they mean the region culturally,
that was
right?
white people.
Yeah.
Caribbean, a real Caribbean, Caribbean.
That's like saying islands in the Lesser Antilles aren't part of the Caribbean.
They're not.
That's wild.
But you're being pedantic at that point. You're saying, like, if we measure it with a ruler, it's off by 3 inches. But the people are like, bro, we're the same people.
3 inches matters, all right, Orion. I tried this experiment.
Back it up.
Yo, Mike.
No, but I mostly.
Yo, Mike, are you doing?
I mostly was just sharing that because I didn't even know that you guys the Lucayan archipelago existed.
What about Bermuda?
Yo,
when me and Samoa had that debate, were we debating on is it possible that a question could be a straw man, or were we debating on did Nathan actually straw man him?
The second one.
Yeah, this dude is now arguing that, oh yeah, you said it was not possible. But I gave you some instance when a question could be a straw man. And he's literally arguing that like now.
No, that's not what I just said, bro. What the hell?
Literally, you just started arguing about you and Mike and all this other stuff. But my whole point was to show that
nigga's trolling right now, bro.
A question can be a straw man. If you lay your
Bro, this
if
nigga.
you distort, if you do this, then if you do
Bro,
this,
this nigga
that's how
Nathan
you
is
question
trolling,
could
bro.
be a straw man.
All right, so real quick, just so everybody's here, bro, and we all heard you. When you gave your first submission, you said 3 times, all I did was ask a question, as if a question can't be a straw man. And I just corrected that from the statement you made today.
No, I was saying that because you believe that what I was doing was distorting and doing all this other crazy stuff. So I was telling you that I wasn't doing that. I asked you a question. You accused me of straw manning you, and I was like, no, I was asking you a question. Asking a question.
Mike.
And now you're arguing now, can a question be a straw man?
No.
This is the fantasy against reality, bro. You see right now,
Did you hear his comment right
now? What I just said to Mike when I say, Mike, hey, what happened? And Mike say, hey, you straw man me? My response to Mike would be, no, I just asked the question. And now you're saying that, oh, is it possible? A question can be and all this stuff, blah, 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 blah.
All right, so let's ask Mike.
You can't do that.
All right, so you heard Nathan. You heard what he said.
Okay.
When he says, all I did was ask a question, what is he implying? Mike,
He's implying that a question is harmless and doesn't have the nefarious intent that we can all perceive.
What did he say? Even Orion said it. That's crazy. All right, so Nathan just offered the submission because I was responding to what he said today. So did you hear what Nathan just said? I don't want to try to rephrase anything. I just want to see if you heard what he just said.
Sorry, repeat that again. My family's in my ear. Say it one more time.
No, not yet. I know exactly how that feels. So Nathan just made a statement. I was wondering, did you hear what he just said?
Not fully, but I understand what happened, so I don't need to hear what people said.
All right. Do you mean from the past or from today?
Not from today, from the past.
All right, so you need to hear it from today because he's kind of doing this right. So today he made a comment to the stage. He said, Samoa said that it was a straw man. And then in his submission, he says, all I did was ask a question. What is he implying there?
All I did, I don't know.
Okay.
No, guide me through it.
Yeah, I mean, Orion just said it. That's why.
What did he say?
Go ahead, Orion.
Well, he's implying that because he engaged in the action of asking a question, there's no nefarious intent, simply because all he did was ask a question. But in reality, what he's doing is creating this fucked up scaffolding to make an argument against something that we all know is true.
I don't even know how you came
It's
to
just a
that.
rhetorical trick. It's just rhetorical.
I'm not following anything anyone's saying, so.
Oh shit. My bad. Maybe
No.
All right, what about this point? Samoa said that I strawmanned him. I didn't strawman him. I just asked him. What does that statement entail?
He's implying that the question that he asked you wasn't a straw man.
That he just asked me a question, right? That
Yeah,
it's not a straw man.
two things. He's saying the question I asked you wasn't a straw man. So that basically puts it all together.
Yes. I'm not interpreting that, right? Because it's not. No, the question that
Well, here's why I say that.
I just asked him a question.
Yeah,
in general.
So what he's saying, he's responding to this. Samoa said I straw man him. Right? This is all coming from Nathan's mouth, right? Okay, so Samoa's saying that I straw man him, and all I did is ask him a question. So what he's saying is Samoa's referring to the question that I asked was a straw man. I didn't straw man him. I just asked him a question. So that's not assuming a motivation of being nefarious or anything like that. He's just saying Samoa's making this claim, and the claim is false because all I did was X. That's what I'm getting at.
But Mike, the problem is that's like saying,
But yeah, go ahead.
that's like saying, Samoa said I killed him, and all I did was punch him in the face. And it's like when you punched him, he slipped and fell and hit his head, and then he died.
No. You know what I'm saying? Wait. You're begging the question. The reason why is because the act of killing somebody is taking someone's life. We're trying to see if the person was in fact killed.
This is not a perfect analogy, and so I hear exactly. Mike, you're right. I'll say that you're right. This is not a perfect analogy, but the point that Nathan is erroneously trying to, make is that because I asked a question, I could not have been doing this. And it's like I could have tried to.
I don't think Nathan.
That's what. But he said all I did was ask the question. I asked him the question. What's wrong with that? It could be the shit you're saying because all I did was.
Let me restate it. Let me restate it to where I think that it would make sense in the way that you're interpreting Mike. Nathan's response was, Samoa said that I straw man. The question I asked him was not a straw man. It was a question, a legitimate question, right? Like you can imply that it's a legitimate question at that point. But when you just say, Samoa said that I straw manned him, all I did was ask him a question.
Yeah, so I see what you're saying. So you're saying like the implication of a question being a straw man is not possible. That's what you're based off of that statement, right? You know what? I think somebody actually said that. It might have even been me, right? I do remember that. I do remember that being brought up. I don't know who brought it up, but somebody did say something like that. Where a question couldn't be a straw man, and I guess if the question was, I think maybe I've even looked into this. If the question's rhetorical, right? So then what you're saying is, right? And that could make it a straw man. So there was a distinction made between those two things. Do you remember that? Am I tripping?
No, you're right. That shit happened, but that's kind of what I'm saying. Like, I could come up and be like, God damn, I didn't know your mom was an ugly ass bitch. And it's like, bro, I wasn't saying she's an ugly ass bitch. I'm just like, you know what I'm saying? You can come up with some observation.
It's more like you're like,
you can divorce yourself from the claim that you're making.
So like, if you're like, yo, the shooter was a leftist. So what you're saying is that all leftists are shooters? That would be the strong
you throw some shit in there,
So, when did you stop beating your wife?
No, that's a loaded question. Yeah, that did. All right, so Mike, what I was saying to Nathan was there was 3 different lines of arguments that were being made for it to be an actual straw man. That your line and I was different from his line and I. When you were trying to get in the whole within society, there's like this consenting age, right? Like you needed that for it to not be a straw man because it opens up line of inquiry. And he wanted to omit that from the actual argument. Do you remember that whole back and forth?
I remember a little bit about that, yeah. It's like, that's come back.
Right, and I was just trying to let him know that when I'm talking to Mike, I wasn't talking to him. So when he's taking certain points that I'm making to you, addressing or remedying, the argument with you, it's not addressed to him. And then there was another thread with Incan, and then Incan started doing whatever he was doing, like spazzing out and shit. And I'm just letting Nathan know that sometimes these arguments have to be organized so then you understand exactly what you're responding to. So the straw man in your case would be different from the straw man in Nathan's case. And then when knowledge, because you just brought up knowledge, when knowledge says, hey, it would be a straw man, but unfortunately you're the one who said he didn't intend to do it. Now he's hinging on the fact that a straw man needs to be intentional, but we already fleshed that one out too. So I'm just removing. Right, like who the fuck cares? Like we're just recapping. Yeah. Whatever.
But you lost, you lost. I know you're trying to recap, but you lost. When you laid out your argument with Sasha, with everyone, they said no Samoa. What Nathan did was not a strong man. They said that. I don't know why you feel it's that way. Every example that you give is demonstrated how it wasn't a strong man. Now Samoa, just pay up my money. I know it hurts to be the one that can't lose, but you just got served, homeboy. Just like the movie you got served when you thought that everything was gonna be good and your homeboys were gonna be there. I was that homeboy. Now pay up. Now you gotta go to the dope boy. Now you gotta sell a little weed, bro. Now you gotta make that money up.
This is more like South Park. You got served.
This nigga is funny, bro. That's just crazy, man. No, but the reason why I did, bro, is because you had like a lot of like weird people, and it seemed like it was really affecting them like emotionally. Like in my back channels, talking about like holding stage hostage, shit like that, right? And I was like, oh, I ain't trying to fuck up your, you know what I'm saying? Like you guys' platform, it's a good platform, bro. So, you know. Hold on real quick.
You could have just paid, bro.
So I'll let you know this, bro. But I'll let you know when you win, right? Like, if you got me, you got me. It's nothing to pay the debt. I've already paid debts already that I've already lost. So I'm not saying we're lost, right? But you can't try to take cheap wins. I'm never there because it doesn't do you any good. It just makes
I didn't take a cheap wins. I didn't take it.
Yeah, you're trying to right now.
No. This isn't.
I know you feel that way, brother. But
listen,
you know
this is a flat L, bro.
Yeah, okay.
Flat L.
Okay. But you got the document though, right?
Bro, I got the memory. What happened with you and Sasha? I got the recording.
Nigga, you got a recording?
No, I don't.
That's wild. That's wild.
I'm thinking, man, because you like, if I had a recorder, bro, I would have played that. But what I was about to say, I got the memory. I got the memory, bro. But you and Sasha.
Oh, see soon.
Sasha said, no, Nathan doesn't have strong mentality. I'm like, that good? You gotta respect him.
Nathan, what did Bob say?
Bob said, no, he doesn't strong mentality.
So Bob's pretty smart, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Remember what Bob said about Barth and...
See soon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who did Bob say was right? Me or Barth?
He said both of y'all was right.
No, he did not. No, he did not.
Yes, he did. He said if Bart framed it that way, then yes.
And Bart didn't frame it that way.
Bro, I swear, that's how I heard it, bro.
That's how you understood it.
Yeah.
That's how you understood it, and I'll tell you why, and I can prove to you why. Because the night before, when we were talking, how about when you try to explain Bart's perspective, and Bart disagreed with you mid-sentence. Remember that?
Thanks again for all the hard work. The moment the most
I don't remember what for though.
It was because you were explaining his perspective.
65 a day, 300 max.
Barth has it backwards. That's the thing. All I'm saying is that, like, when Barth first explained himself, he said that sounds ridiculous, and then it got down to the, okay, well, in order to do that, you have to preface this first, and that wasn't done. Now, he could say, this is what I meant, but then I'm going to hold that, the way I understand it, is like a relative position, not so much like a broad or a simple explanation as to something. And because anyways, I just want to interrupt that. Why, hey, so Nathan, why is Lucky down there? He's pretending like he's not allowed.
Lucky know what he did, man. He tried to school with chillism, making pseudo-chillism rooms and pretending to be mods to try to diminish our good name.
Wait, but wasn't Toxic there with him? Let me ask you this, Nathan. I want to know your perspective. Toxic, according to Lucky, claimed that he was like an OG of chillism. That's not true. That's not true.
What's an OG?
Okay, let me ask you this. The name Chillism, was it Chillism before the name?
What do you mean Chillism before the name?
Like you created the club Chillism, right?
Yeah. We made it.
Go ahead. I want to understand this through your lens. Okay, because I was here when it was Toxic Taylor's
Crusade, Toxic Crusade.
That was his house. The Toxic Crusade.
And that's what brought all of us together initially. Remember when I got out that guy James is tired?
Yep.
And then Toxics, remember when he started doing the AI thing where the AI would like interact with people or something like that, or the robot or some shit? And then he went back to Discord, right?
No, Toxic didn't come from Discord. Toxic
No, he went
from like TikTok.
Oh, I shouldn't say he went back, but he went to another place. I thought it was Discord. And then when
No,
it happened,
he went to Facebook.
Facebook, whatever. He went. So you're right. I think it was actually Facebook. Then at that point, because I remember you guys were my morning like routine. It was like this room was like PPR or something like that. At one point,
ENR, politics, religion, and race.
Yeah, it was in a transitional phase where
PNR and R.
PNR. And then after that, it became Chillism. Toxic was already gone. Now, Toxic, to me, this is.
Since we had white belts, it was always Chillism. It was like Chillism 2009, 2020. It was like Chillism and then a year. Chillism, but all of the rooms were.
Wait. Okay, so then this is my understanding then. So you're saying that when it was PR&R, there was a room Chillism?
No, there wasn't.
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay, now.
No, Mike, what I'm saying is this.
Hold on, real quick. When the room Chillism was made, right? Toxic was already gone, right?
Yeah, correct.
No.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, Toxic was here when we were doing
No, bro, I promise you, he was gone, dude.
I'll show you the oldest recordings because I recorded every one we made.
That's fine.
When we started it.
Let's show the oldest recording of Chillism, the room.
Yeah. It's gonna start with Chillism. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. And I don't think Toxic was there because I remember when this whole thing, because remember it got down to like 4 people. It was like you, Yab Rasul, Knowledge, and I want to say me, dog. Like I just remember waking up in the morning, Dark Dawkins started fading out, and then we were talking. Remember when I was like, dude, Nathan, why are you after that fucking white guy, blah, blah, blah. And you're like, when he comes, it's the Dark Dawkins show. Remember all that stuff? Remember that phase? Remember? And Toxic wasn't there. My point is this, is that I believe, from my understanding, Toxic is your OG friend. So, like, there's no challenge there. I think Barth is too. But I'm saying the origin of the room, Chillism, as far as my experience, had no part or contribution in development.
So Mike, when we first stayed in the room, it was on May 20th, right?
What year?
In the first 2023.
Okay, 2 years ago.
And the first Chillism room was May 25th. Okay. There was 2 other ones. It was What is Evidence, Anti-Bully, Atheist, EBJ, and then Chillism.
Okay, wait. And then what? So when you say and then Chillism, is that when the room started?
No, that's the name we had, Chillism.
Yeah, you made the name. I remember you thinking of the name.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm saying when the room Chillism was made, you say you have a recording. Was Toxic in there?
Yeah, Toxic was in the room from the conception.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, I'll say it to you.
All right. And Knowledge, what do you think? I already know, so I'm just going to kind of...
Yeah, I just see him in the old recordings.
You just checked right now?
Yeah, I just checked 3 of the old recordings. I don't see him.
He's not in there. Oh, my son.
Did you look at...
Go ahead, Nathan. Hi, buddy.
The all white belts are us.
No, I'm not talking about white belts. I'm talking about Chillism.
Yeah, he was a part of white belt.
No, he wasn't a room.
Yeah, exactly.
But Chillism wasn't a room name, though. We never had a house named Chillism.
That's the point. Whenever we started using the name Chillism, that specific name, he wasn't there. When we started using the name Chillism.
And on this app, everybody knows this space as Chillism. If I go into another room, I'm the guy from Chillism, not the guy from White Belts. Chillism became the standard name. It's the fucking trademark. And all I'm saying, exclusive to that terminology, which encompasses all of us that come together, right? Even we don't talk about white belts. We talk about we are Chillism, right? And when Io tried to copy you, he copied Chillism, right? When other people try to copy the rooms, they copied Chillism, right? Toxic's not a fucking OG. He's an OG fan.
I just messed up. What are you saying now? What was this claim?
That and Lucky's down there, that he was like an OG founder of Chillism, I believe. Ask
I
him.
don't know what founder. He wasn't a founder of chillism.
He was
came
not.
into the when I made the room and everything like that. He came.
Nah, he hardly was there, bro. You know why? Because if it wasn't about him at that time, he wasn't about it. He likes to be famous. Now, like, I think his return, his resurrection came back with this idea that, you know, he just has to concede that he's just not the guy. Like, you guys are the guy. You guys are the people. You guys built something. So when I hear that, I'm kind of like, oh, hey, you know, like, I would even say Barth was in here way more than him. That's what Barth did that.
You know what happened?
What's happening?
I'm gonna tell you what happened. So look, so when we first, like me, it started with me and Knowledge, right? We had the rooms with the leading extraordinary gentleman. That was the first one, Concrete and all of us. And then
when was that? What year was that?
I can't remember exactly, but
before COVID.
No. That was like after COVID.
Okay, so all of this is between
like
2020.
Right before we made the room.
Okay.
Right before we made the house, White Belts and Rust. And the rooms were like anti-bullying. But then, like 3 days after the house was made, we had our first chillism room. That's like what name? Like it was White Belts and Rust in the room.
PTR, I was wrong. That's one of the first rooms. This is around August 2023.
Okay, there he is.
Yeah, so yeah, he was there. And because sometimes he would start something, and I got another one too.
Oh shit! Look at those are the real. Look at Charles. You got Bart's OG fucking G.I. Joe thing.
Look at this one.
Damn, bro. I come back, bro.
Older than Mike.
Y'all killed the room, bro. It's crazy.
It's a fact. Yeah, this one is older. This was made. This is the first room with the name Chillism on it.
Oh, he's in there. Yeah.
Yeah, you see?
Yeah.
Wait, yeah, Knowledge. Your phone tells you how many people are in the room.
This is the old version of Clubhouse.
All right, well then maybe I guess he would. I mean, he's there, but I guess yeah. Then I can't say that. So.
Listen,
Yeah. I don't remember that motherfucker. I ain't gonna lie, bro.
You know what happened? Let me tell you what happened. After him and Timothy got into it, and he blocked Timothy from the house.
Okay.
And then after he blocked Timothy from the house, we made a new house. There's no way we could unblock him from the house. So this was the old house, and then we made the new house, which is this house right now, the White Belts and Rust. And then he left. He did for a while because we didn't make an enactment. And then after he
I see.
And then recently he came back.
Look at Boris, bro. Oh shit. That's fucking funny.
So that's what happened. So after he kicked Timothy, yeah, he left it. Boom, boom, boom.
Yo, Knowledge was having a fucking
Was having a what?
You had hair back then, bro. Wow.
Oh.
You see me though, Eric?
He said what?
You see me though?
Yeah. You lost weight.
Yeah.
Lost weight.
Nah, I'll box you up, nigga. Fuck with your boy. I'll knock you up.
You know what's crazy, Mike?
People that are losing their jobs because they're laughing and mocking Charlie's death. I think that can be inciting more violence, right? So
that's private, yeah.
Well, and I'm gonna say this, that
those are private companies. Those are private companies taking care of employees from their.
So you think like Fox News, MSNBC, those are private companies? Is that what you think?
I'm sorry. Are you saying that they're government-run institutions?
Do you think that there's nobody in the government that you don't think that anyone in the government is a stockholder?
No, not necessarily.
No.
George Steinhardt versus Congressman John Kitover.
Like, what are you saying?
What do you mean?
Like, it doesn't. The federal government doesn't own ABC.
I didn't say that they owned. I didn't say anything about owning. I said people. No, that's not what I said. I said that they have stockholders. They have people that invest in those companies, and they have to keep their investors happy, right? Otherwise,
that's a private company's decision. I'm saying when you have the federal government stepping in, saying somebody should be fired because they don't like what they're saying, that is a problem.
Both things
Okay,
are
so
true.
then like Twitter was then was not Twitter. We thought that was owned by Jack, and nope.
Well, Jimmy Kimmel, both things are true because there were two companies, North Star, I forget the names, and they said they weren't going to show Kimmel's show in their areas. And I think it was, I forget the exact percentage, but I think it was like 60% of the country was going to be blacked out on his show anyway. Plus, his ratings had a very big fall. So that's the free market at work, and people are saying it's free speech. But here's the thing. If it was just that, and that was the only reason that he was taken off the air, that's great. And I'm all for it. I don't like him, and that's the free market at work. He's not doing well. But the problem is...
Yeah, we got 60 seconds of Tanya inside of me. All right, here you go. Here's your 60 seconds of Tanya. Pick a number 1 through 50. Anybody? Any number 1 through 50? Hello? Is this thing on? Can you hear me? I can hear you now. Okay, number 18 it is. Here we go. Number 18.
Oh, okay, John's on.
Number 18 is called The Nature of Wisdom. For others, it may be rational love, but these still require a level of effort and practice that may not be available to everyone. The it that is near must be near to all, and this it is wisdom. For wisdom rests within all things, as it is written, God founded the earth in wisdom, and in wisdom you have made them all. Further, wisdom fills all life, as it is written, wisdom gives life to those who possess it. Wisdom is the capacity to intuit the essence of all things, the faculty by which you glimpse the true nature of what is. And what is God. And wisdom reveals the presence of God, even to the most foolish and ignorant, as it is written, I am foolish and ignorant. I am as a beast before you, and I am constantly with you. No matter how foolish or ignorant you are, even if you act in a manner that denies your humanity, still God is with you. And the wisdom to know God and act godly is never lost to you. The promise of the Tanya is that anyone on Clubhouse can awaken to God as the source and substance of all reality, and so doing turn from evil and do good. This promise is rooted in the idea that all people are innately capable of intuiting the unity of God manifest as the multiplicity of creation. This capability is called Chokmah, wisdom. Chokmah is the first of the three mothers, the three faculties, along with rational understanding and integrative knowledge that compose your intellect cycle. Chokmah is not reserved for the righteous, but is given freely to all, even the foolish and inhumane on Clubhouse. The challenge is not to earn wisdom, but to access the wisdom already inside of you.
Maybe just tell me when he's finished. I can't be bothered listening to this guy.
He was doing 60 seconds of Tanya. He's done.
Oh, you don't like books, wisdom, Torah, Tanya?
Streaming to how many other platforms? This is why I blocked you, John.
Oh, you're a moderator. Feel free to block me or kick me. You can't stop me. All you can do is listen to me. Some people like to speak and talk all the time.
I don't even know how that works. Does anybody know?
I mean, it's been running like this forever, decades, and Abby needs to get in here.
Oh God, that's so funny.
And John is back. John is back.
Johnny's back, babe!
All right, Carter.
You can't stop me.
How are you today?
Oh, fabulous day, fabulous day. How's everybody doing today? Got some lovely Jewish women, some strong Jewish men in this room. Zionists.
And one was.
Zionists.
Can we change the title?
Absolutely. I'm looking for a trigger.
All right, I'm gonna change it. Give me a second. I'll change.
Okay, good. And one Muslim that gets attacked by the fake Muslims in Amir's room. Amazing.
Yes.
Amazing. because he's against Hamas, so they feel the need to attack him. He believes that Israel has a right to exist. That's so puzzling, because he wants to stand on the right side of humanity. He's considered.
I was attacked for being.
He's a proud Zionist. This guy Seneca loves the Jewish people, loves the Muslim brothers. What? It's fair to say you love everybody, you know?
I love
Do you
everybody.
love all humans?
Yes, all humans.
Okay, so what's the problem with that?
Yes,
Stand proud, stand strong, brother. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I do love the Zionists. There's nothing wrong with that. I also love the Muslims too.
There's nothing wrong with that. You're allowed to, but they want you to hate, which is sad.
Yes, they want me to hate, and because I would not hate the Zionists.
Good title.
Did you get an opportunity to speak to Scotty?
No, I'm gonna hold on to that, and I'm gonna wait.
Yeah, and if he's in the room, ping me in, because I want to. Yeah.
No, I will. Thank you.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Oh, yeah.
Good afternoon, everybody. How you doing, Angel? How you doing, Grace?
Doing good. I'm traveling right now.
Nice. How you doing,
McGee!
We just came home from Freaky Friday.
Freaky Friday. Tell us.
That's what we did this morning.
What is Freaky Friday?
Freakier Friday.
The king of the Persian people is here.
Like Sunday.
All hail the king. All hail the
She
king.
just got home, bro.
I just got home. It's Freaky Friday. That's what we did.
All hail the
9:45.
king. Welcome, king.
John, I think I remember.
You remember?
And
you
don't
think?
know, Grace is a party animal.
You think and remember? Wow.
She's the one that shows up late on the road. She's freaking
Over your IG a lot. Nobody
It's
like
so
really
true.
cares about you. I don't know, man.
I gotta be more like
Yeah,
you,
I
Grace.
know we
I gotta get out.
Party, party, party. That's what we do. We live in the woods. No people around
you want
us, so we
another
get
one,
out and we
another
party.
Yeah, I'm definitely from the woods too. I think what I call party is a bonfire somewhere in the back of the woods.
That's what we do here. We have big bonfires. Very
It's called
good
the
big
Bush Bash,
Stop.
which can mean two things. Okay, I'm going to read a response from the Israeli Foreign Minister today to a statement from the United Kingdom and other countries regarding the recognition of a Palestinian state. Israel categorically rejects the one-sided declaration of the recognition of a Palestinian state made by the... Who's chewing? Sorry. Is that... Oh, sorry. Okay, thanks. Israel categorically rejects the one-sided declaration of the recognition of a Palestinian state made by the United Kingdom and some other countries. This declaration does not promote peace, but on the contrary, further destabilizes the region and undermines the chances of achieving a peaceful solution in the future. Called by Hamas leaders the fruits of October 7 massacre, the declaration not only rewards the biggest massacre of Jews since the Holocaust by a terror organization that is calling and acting for the annihilation of Israel, but also solidifies the support of that Hamas enjoys. It is destructive to separate statehood, one of the final status issues, from peace. This move goes against all logic of negotiation and reaching a compromise between the two sides, and it will push the desired peace farther away. Moreover, the Palestinian Authority did not meet any of its requirements and obligations. It did not stop neither the incitement nor the pay-for-slay policy, nor did it take the required measures to combat terrorism, as demonstrated recently with the discovery of rockets and missiles near Ramallah last week. The Palestinian Authority is part of the problem and not part of the solution. This is also the reason why the United States imposed sanctions on the Palestinian Authority and prevented its senior officials from entering its territory. In any case, Israel will not accept any detached and imaginary text that attempts to force it to accept indefensible borders. Political gestures aimed at domestic voting audience only harm the Middle East and are not helpful. Instead, if the countries that signed this declaration truly wish to stabilize the region, they should focus on pressuring Hamas to release the hostages and to disarm immediately. That's basically what the statement says. Netanyahu has also said as well that a Palestinian state will not be formed west of the River Jordan. And that's an important statement as well. He also said as well that he's leaving for the United Nations General Assembly meeting in the States. He also said before he left that he has fought against this establishment of a Palestinian state in Judea and Samaria, and a governmental decision and response to this unilateral declaration of a Palestinian state will result in some hard-reaching declarations by the Israeli government, which he will detail upon his return from the UN General Assembly. It is thought in Israel, by the way, that Israel declaring that is Israeli territory. By the way, it is Israeli territory. I've talked about this before. There is a clause in international law that is called uti possidetis juris, that has been applied to multiple countries after war. It was applied to the breakdown of the Russian the USSR when Ukraine became Ukraine, etc., etc. It's been applied in Africa multiple times as well to different countries. Basically, what this law says that if any country has a mandate or hold over territory, then a country is declared independence, or the country is given independence on that territory, and the other side has been offered territory but they refuse it, then the country that has taken the territory and established a state has right to rule over the land that was originally owned by a mandated country. In other words, Judea and Samaria, etc., etc., under this law, international law, which is again uti possidetis juris, would mean that Judea and Samaria is Israel, as is Gaza, by the way. But we'll wait and see what happens. And I'm of a firm opinion that this is going to happen after the UN General Assembly. Israel will make a declaration of annexation.
What do y'all think of that?
It's the appropriate response. I thought that these unilateral declarations were conditional upon, like, Hamas releasing the hostages and the PA reforming them. 5 steps that they would never do. So have they forgotten that, or?
Well, Yaakov, they're playing into the population's politics as well, right?
Yeah, I know that.
Labour in the UK is playing into the hands of the party. And what the party wants. There was an interesting poll done in the United Kingdom today that obviously the far left, the hard left, and the pro-Palestinians in the UK are denying it ever happened, saying the majority of UK voters do not agree with this. They think it's just absolutely dumb. And, I'm sure that, Macron is going to come out later and do the same. He's also going to recognise this, along with Australia, Canada, and the United Kingdom. It's absolute insanity. How can you recognise a state with no internationally recognised borders? Like, none. It's insanity beyond belief.
It's a small chance we defeat them.
I know in Canada too yesterday, the Prime Minister recognized Palestine as a state, but we also have teachers. We also have teachers in schools recognizing students as cats, and you have males identifying as females. That doesn't mean that it's true.
Like a couple months ago, when the Prime Minister of Canada said that statement, it was of course couched in this language of, well, Hamas has to give up the hostages.
Exactly.
He would not take part in the government afterwards. He has like all that bull. So then he just went back on all that shit.
Yeah. He's a politician.
Let me just read this. Actually, I've just pulled it up as well. Uti possidetis juris is an international legal principle stating that a newly independent state, which I said, inherits the internal administrative boundaries of its preceding colonial or dependent territory, thereby preserving territorial integrity and preventing conflict. In principle, this principle, which originated in Roman law, applies to the time of independence, effectively freezing the existing borders to promote stability and avoid the internal struggles and challenging frontiers that could arise from redrawing them after decolonization. The principle ensures that newly formed states maintain a clear territorial definition from the outset. So this should have been applied in Israel. At the establishment of the state, especially after Israel agreed to the land that was given to them, that was actually chopped up after the Peel Commission also. It was reduced in size because the Arab pan-Arabism was pressuring these agreements to give the Jews less land. Israel then agreed to it. David Ben Gurion agreed to it. The Israeli government agreed to it at the time of independence. The Arabs, not the Palestinians, the Arabs rejected it, and the War of Independence broke out.
I hope you guys realize that, at least anybody in the UK, I live in the UK by the way, I hope you realize that Labour, Keir Starmer's done this because his party is failing. They're doing this to pander to votes. They're doing everything that they can to scrape up as many votes.
He thought.
Oh yeah, I agree with you. Yeah.
He's shot himself in the foot because he's trying to placate all the Labour voters that are, Muslim or from Pakistani background. That's the reason why he did this, because they were all revolting. They were saying, if you don't do this, Keir Starmer, we're going to withdraw our support the Labour Party. That's the whole reason why he did it. And he's trying to make it like, this is a very humane thing that we're doing because we want to accept like Palestine and stuff like that. We want Israel to keel over. What influence does the UK have on Israel? Nothing.
No, they have nothing. They do arms trades with Israel. They literally sell arms to Israel, which they'll keep doing, by the way.
Oh yeah, they'll still do that, and then on the front they'll say, "Oh, you know what? We're trying to be as representative in terms of electorate." But there's absolutely no way the British people, and there's no way that they have supported this, in terms of this recognition of Palestine. I'm sorry, it's complete bollocks.
Well, the non-Muslim people.
Yeah, the non-Muslim people in the UK, there's absolutely no way that they're signed up to this. No, they did not.
No, there was a poll that came out. I think it was today or yesterday, where it was overwhelmingly disagree that Palestine should be recognized as a state in the UK. The British people don't want that. So it's Keir Starmer who's panicking. I mean, they must go into number 10 Downing for their meetings every single day and just like breathe a sigh of relief that their party hasn't looked worse that day, because this country is falling apart right now, absolutely falling apart, and it's because of them. So they're probably freaking out, and they're just pandering to try to stay in office a little bit longer to get their like fucking evil policies put through.
Yeah, Senator Lindsey Graham has just released a statement also. About half an hour ago, he said 80 years after the end of World War II, where over 6 million Jews were killed by the Nazis for simply being Jewish, the so-called civilized world is rewarding modern day religious Nazis with an arbitrary Palestinian state designation. To those Western leaders who embrace this, I do not believe you are anti-Semitic, just shockingly ignorant and blind to what you are doing. Western democracies recognizing a mythical Palestinian state, one without leaders, without borders, one without a capital, and without accommodations for Israel's security, is truly rewarding the largest slaughter of Jews since World War II. Because of these actions, throughout this terrorist world, October 7 will now be considered Liberation Day. Hamas, Hezbollah, Iran, and the Houthis do not wish for two states. They wish to destroy the Jewish people and drive Israel into sea. Their words, not mine. That was Lindsey Graham around 30 minutes ago. Senator Lindsey Graham.
Didn't Trump just meet with the king and Keir Starmer? Like, what the fuck were they thinking doing that? They had to clearly pass this by Trump for them to do this, what, like 3 days after he was here?
Another 700 signatures.
Trump came for the state visit in the UK. There were some reports that they obviously had disagreement in terms of the UK accepting that fake nation. Yeah, I don't think Trump was very happy with Keir Starmer. Well, why would he? The guy's an idiot. I'm actually really embarrassed to be British at the moment. It's so embarrassing. This is like ridiculous.
I mean, yeah, like it just makes me want to leave this place faster.
You're not really British, are you? You're kind of like Indian.
Their shooter.
No, he's British.
No, he's Indian.
Well, no, he might not be. He might not be like English, but he's British.
Right, but what's your ethnicity, Rumar?
Wait a minute, Stephen. What difference does it make? What ethnicity are you?
How many times have I told you I'm half Indian, my dad's from India, and my mother's from Iran?
Right, so guys, what do you think about freeing Sudan?
I have no opinion on Sudan.
Yeah, I know very little about Sudan.
What do you think about the Chicago drill scene, you know, like Chief Keef and Sosa? What if we deployed them to Gaza, Chief Keef, and you know, save the Palestinians?
Does someone want to just like take him? Because he's not really adding anything to this conversation.
Yeah,
You're having a good conversation until you get in this ring.
Chief Keef has the potential to say.
Stephen,
Anyways, all in all, it's a massive error of judgment and just error in general. The UK is going to regret this quite heavily, I think. So,
I also think, like Ewan, like you know, there's meant to be like a national inquiry in the UK about the grooming gangs, and the reason why Keir Starmer is so hesitant is because he has like Pakistani Muslim voters, and they don't want this inquiry to come out, but it has to come out.
So the transgender
this inquiry has to happen.
Of course. Well, I mean, they haven't even started the inquiry yet. They're holding off on it.
People need to understand that in the UK, there were Pakistani Muslims that were grooming Christian girls, like white girls, Jewish girls, Sikh girls, Hindu girls, and that's why they did that. Just because they were not Muslim. So it was fair game. They did this. It happened.
No, I agree with you. Yeah, we're on the same page, 100%. It's disgusting, like really disgusting stuff. So I really hope that
the Labour Party falls even more into disrepair after this enunciation that they believe that Palestine is a state. Is there even a leader in Palestine? Is there even like an elected leader that can like represent the country for like legal proceedings and stuff?
I think the way that I look at it, I think they all state, they need to go back to they're Arabic, they're Muslim, then they need to go back to their own countries. There's already been allocated countries. Look at Arab Muslim countries. How many are there? They're like 54.
How many did you say? It's 21.
Was it 21? Oh, yes, 21 Arab Muslim countries, but in total, Muslim countries, they're like 54. But they should go like, I don't mean this in like a racist way, but they need to go back home. Go back to your own people. Stop being, because people speak Arabic, you're Muslim, go back to Jordan, go back to Egypt. Even like, Yasser Arafat, he was born in Egypt. He was actually Egyptian, Yasser Arafat. Do you know that?
Either you do it the easy way, which is you take care of it on your own, or we're going to have to get involved, which means that they open an investigation and they start looking into Jimmy Kimmel doing blackface. They start looking into all of his comments. It becomes a public mess, and ABC's names gets dragged through the mud, whether they like it or not, which is part of the procedures that any public broadcast is subjected to, left or right, including Fox News. So ABC said, what are we going to do, considering we have all these complaints?
Wait, if you're going to go blackface scandal,
hold on, Sal. Wait a minute. So, Alan, what you just pretty much said was the government just looked into somebody's comedy, their lyric. This is based on a complaint. Hold on, Alex. Based on a complaint. Literally. No, you're not like the biggest part of one thing if a company does it, right? That's between the private entities when companies. No, it isn't. But when the government is looking into a person's lyrics, that is ignoring the biggest part against the free speech. Like you're ignoring the biggest part of the entity looking into DJ. Hold on, Alan. Let me just come on, Alan, because you started it. Avoiding everything I just private company handling their own business. But you just literally told us that the government is getting involved with the man's lyric. He's not screaming fire and thing. He's performing. He has his lyric. He has his speech. He has his comedy, and the government is interfering into this. No, this is literally. This is why we need to start check private and listen to me. Because y'all private citizens issued a complaint. Take that shit back to Armenia, where you're from. DJ, that's not how we do it. Yes, it's exactly how it works. Private individuals issued a complaint to the FCC, the government body that is in charge of regulating all broadcasters. They made a legal complaint, which everybody, including left-leaning stations. What did he violate that was against the law? They didn't. What did he violate? He said something that
the affiliates
I know.
that the people who
I
watch
know,
those
that's hard.
affiliates,
What does that have
which
to do
are,
with the government?
which
hard,
are,
man.
What was the
which are
complaint to the
tasked,
government?
They're in charge of the
which
airwaves.
are tasked
Yeah.
with contributing
the opposite of
to
that.
the public good.
That's why we
which
don't.
they
That's why we
I
don't.
know, that's why it doesn't work very well. It's the opposite of
are
that.
making it seem like an unfair process was used,
No,
and
we
that's
need to
the
clear
point.
this up. It has
It
nothing
was
to do with the
completely.
It didn't have to do with the FCC, Alan.
It is
You're actually
a rule that
incorrect.
applies to
FCC Disney
everyone.
pulled him. Alan, go on mute. Disney pulled him. The FCC did not pull Jimmy Kimmel. This is already a false premise. You guys are arguing over.
Exactly.
That's-
I just
well,
I
that's
just
what
Alan,
that
stop
was.
talking. You've been going over
That
2
was
minutes.
DJ saying that. I think
Yeah,
his
it's not.
argument
It's
was
guys.
that.
This is a totally false argument. The FCC didn't even pull him. Disney pulled Jimmy Kimmel.
Yeah,
It is
that's a fair
no.
argument.
You're saying
saying
that the
the
private
FCC
organization.
Okay,
You guys
well,
are arguing about
no,
FCC
we
for
are
no
no,
reason.
no. I get the
pressured
point,
Disney to do it.
TJ.
That's what we're saying.
Now,
Here's the other point. What Pam Bondi said. It's very clear. You can say anything you want. And here's the other part before I leave Jimmy Kimmel. Jimmy Kimmel can still say anything he wants. He hasn't lost his free speech rights. He can't say it on ABC, but he can still go and do a podcast and say whatever he wants. Of course, if he does it on YouTube, he might get removed the way people on the right have been removed on YouTube. So that's that. Number one. Number two, again, using the same weapons that the left has used. What hate speech or a racially motivated crime, if tied with violence, will be used. So in other words, if a black man and a white man get in a fight and the white man kills the black, that is a murder. If in the commission of that crime, the white man says, "Why die you," fill in the racial slur, that now becomes a hate crime. That's what she is specifically talking about. And the fact that
Dude, what are you talking about? If one second. If a black guy goes ahead and kills a white guy and says, "Die, you fill a racial slur," that's a hate crime. What you just said about the white guy killing a black guy is a hate crime. If you say murder is one thing and then hate crime is a different thing, different context with another race, that you're comparing apples to oranges. That makes no sense, right? Two, about the ABC.
Okay, no, hold on. So this is honestly, this room and today is about Charlie Kirk. This room, I don't give a fuck about Jimmy Kimmel. I could give two fucks. I don't care if he's canceled, not canceled. I don't care.
Thank you for saying that.
About Charlie Kirk, I don't want to fucking talk about Jimmy Kimmel. Not one more word about it. It's annoying as fuck.
Okay.
All right,
Can I get in here? Is this the white
Yeah, so
space?
you're gonna talk about.
Yeah, this is white only. Are you white?
No, I'm not.
Yeah,
I'm very much so.
The room just got censored. Ann just censored the room.
I'm very much so culturally African American.
Yeah, you gotta go back to the go.
And then Ann is right. I apologize.
Come on,
because this is everyone trying to mitigate the fact
you go on for like 15 minutes, bro. Pass the mic.
we can talk everybody's trying to mitigate the fact that the left killed Charlie Kirk, and they're trying to assassinate
I don't believe that.
Okay, I have to get in here.
That's it.
Where are we assassinating Charlie Kirk's character? What are we saying against Charlie Kirk that he didn't do?
Let me get in here. I'm sorry. Let me get in here. This is my theory, right? And I'm sorry, but I'm socially, as an African American woman, I'm positioned in a place in this society where I can see the white power moves from my dynamic position because I'm a minority, right?
Are you talking about yourself?
No, let me speak. I'm trying to make a
Harriet's cool, guys.
I know, but why are we doing this? Like,
because I'm trying to preference my. I'm trying to preference
room.
I'm trying to press.
Let her speak.
I'm trying to express my opinion.
Can she have her free speech right
Yeah,
now?
no,
I made it very clear what this room was about. It's not about race. It's not about the Jimmy Kimmel.
I'm trying to speak on the topic. I just got a header. I was just telling you where my opinion was coming from before I stated my opinion.
Matt, she's trying to be quiet this black. Silence this black woman.
Oh my goodness, exactly. That's exactly what I'm speaking.
Chill out. Hold on, you guys. Hold on. So we're obviously leading up to the keynote speakers to, obviously speak, and then we'll, have them come on here. Probably live, we'll see here. But in the meantime, we could talk about freedom of speech. That's fine. Let's just try to keep it a little bit more generic, not specific examples. I mean, other examples outside of this event is fine. But if you want to go there, Harry, you can. But let's just stick to that and let's not get too specific if that's possible.
I was just prefacing where my opinion was coming from. I was just telling y'all who I was and why I see the perspective that I see before I even told y'all.
What's the opinion?
The opinion was that the Jays are pulling a U on y'all, right? We have American. Yep, the Jays are pulling a U on y'all. They're pulling a U on y'all because, like I said, preference in a way in this country is a part of a faction that kind of sees how power has been moving and how power corrupts institutions, ideologies, and groups of people. And I honestly think that y'all are getting God right now. And this is deeper. That deep state kind of shit that y'all be talking about. I think this is more aligned with that, and we are sitting here fighting amongst each other. Instead of.
Wait, I got a question. So what's that got to do with you being a black woman?
Because I'm saying that I'm positioned in the country in a particular way where. Yeah, I'm positioned in a particular way where I see the way power moves because I'm not a person of privilege. So I see the way. The Jays are privileged
to be living in America.
Think I'm privileged to have built America. I'm a foundational American.
Oh my God, you're privileged to be here.
You're more privileged than a white guy.
I'm privileged to be a granddaughter of a sharecropper. That's what my privilege is.
You have pretty privilege.
Oh yeah, I do.
Thank you. And that is the most privilege I
can have. That's bestowed by Jesus.
There you go. So pretty privilege.
It definitely is pretty.
Thank you. All right, thank you for your submission there. Appreciate it.
Is there a two? Is there a two-man
privilege? You do.
I think y'all can look into that. Honestly, I don't think it's. I honestly am starting to believe it. Have y'all been watching Candace Owens?
Yes.
Oh, you know it.
That's what she's been saying.
We talked about that earlier.
You know it.
That's where I'm leaning. Candace Owens' perspective is literally where I'm going.
Yes,
I thought Candace Owens was canceled. No,
she's not canceled. She's back.
Her eyes are on the prize.
Since we're going down this road, would you guys? I'm saying you guys because it's kind of specific to a community. But would you be upset if Candace Owens got, assassinated?
No!
I would be. Wait.
Here we go.
I 100% would be upset if Candace Owens got assassinated. I don't care if you're right or left. You shouldn't get assassinated for the shit you say.
So see, here's my thing. Here's my point, right?
Craig speaking. Hold on. Go ahead, Craig. Go ahead.
Y'all gonna give the Jays what they want? That's fucked up.
So here's my point, right? I thought Black Lives Mattered. Because last time I checked, Candace Owens was a black woman, right?
Yep.
Didn't she deal with 400 years of slavery? Didn't her family members have to deal with Jim Crow and everybody else?
Yep.
Why all of a sudden is she exempt from the blackness?
Oh, we love
because she speaks on things that could actually better the community if people actually chose to listen without their emotions. It's very simple, right? When she talks about crime and stuff like that, these are things that if we did decide to tackle them instead of just getting wrapped up in our emotions, that's how we could better ourselves. Now, of course, there's crime.
I agree with a lot of Candace's points. So did I agree with Charlie Kirk's points. So did I agree with a lot of conservatives' points. Yeah. I don't understand the point that you're saying here. The thing is that when someone said, "Would I get upset if?" Okay, my God.
But go ahead. I know you.
No. I was just saying that if Candace Owens got assassinated, same way like Charlie Kirk, I'd be pretty pissed off. The same way if you put, I don't know, some leftist retard, what do you say, also debating on stage, and he got asked.
That Charlie Kirk said.
Exactly.
And the black community hated her for it. Suddenly, I'm going in all these rooms on Clubhouse, and everybody's saying how wonderful Candace is. Yeah, what it is that black people hate Charlie Kirk, and they're finding a voice who also happens to be black, so it can justify their deep-seated feelings that they hate Charlie Kirk, and they're glad he's dead.
Alan, no.
That's what it is.
I don't agree with that.
That makes no sense.
Because a lot of Republicans don't like it. Is this popcorn style? Is this popcorn style, or is this Hey Matt, is there a cue or is there?
Yeah, we're doing a little bit of popcorn, but we should build in a little bit because it's getting a little bit wild. But Ray, since you decided to jump in,
I'll go after Ray.
All
right. So real quick, so with Alan and Ann, I'm gonna just hit some quick bullets and points, just real quick. So Alan and I see a lot of conservatives and people that are far right that keep regurgitating information that has not been verified. And mind you, both sides say a lot of shit that's not verified, like the Jews and doing this and all this other stuff. I think when you come to conclusions, you have to have viable information that's earned. And not just because both sides.
What did I say?
Well, both sides like to say, that you can't believe everything the media says, but whenever the media says something that you like to hear, right, or somebody from your particular party or group, like Owens, says something that you like, you automatically agree with them without fully evaluating what they have to say. So I'm just saying for overall, and you can respond. I just want to hit this point, and I'm going on mute. I'm going to go on mute in a second. You can hit, and you can come back at me whatever which way. Okay, real quick, but let me just hit this point. Now, if people acting as if like, if Candace Owens, if she gets assassinated, how would you like that? I mean, my thing is, I don't think you would want that because then that would prove everything that she's saying to be true. Now, I don't give a fuck about Candace Owens personally, so I don't give a fuck about her just like I don't give a fuck about Charlie Kirk personally. All right. But if you for someone to sit up here and say, how would you like if she got assassinated? Well, then that would just prove everything that's going on to be true. That there's a lot of contriving and there's a lot of bullshit going on. I don't think you want that shit, honestly, from either side. So that's just what I would say. But overall, go ahead and respond to me.
Well, no, I wanted to know what I said because you said you and Alan. I don't know what I said. I didn't say anything or make any assumptions about anything. I don't think you're talking about me.
I don't think he wasn't singling you out, Ann. I don't think.
No, he said Ann.
No, I said Ann and Alan. I said Ann and Alan.
Okay.
And so, and mind you, I'm not, and it's not just you two. I'm just saying I heard. Okay, so no. Okay, okay, I'm gonna repeat it real quick. So there's a lot of things that are being said as far as the guy being a hit by the leftists when there's nothing confirmed. And once again, I will repeat this one more time, just real quick, that when it comes to both sides of the left or the right, either side of the aisle, they like to pick and choose what information they want to confirm without empirical data, without confirming whether it's true or not. And whenever it's the mainstream media, if they say what you like to say, or an influencer say what you want to believe it without fact checking that individual.
I got your point.
So, okay, go ahead.
If you think that I'm that obtuse, then you're retarded. Okay. So everything that I'm saying is well thought out. Why did I say that he was a leftist? Here's why. So the FBI, the detectives that are working on this case, and his parents, okay? And his parents. So this young man, has actually never voted, okay? But his ideology leans more towards to being a leftist. He hates the right and everything that conservatives stand for. His ideology does lean to Democrat Party, which is fine. But he was definitely Constitution. He was anti-Trump. He was, anti-Jesus Christ. Anything that went against his own selfish, personal ways of how he wanted to live as furry, I don't know. So.
Yeah, and let me just respond, Ray. First of all, yes, there are lots of people who do what you said. Granted, I'm not one of those, and I have been very careful to make my statements based on the evidence that law enforcement has brought out. That's the first thing. The second thing is, as just a general comment, Clubhouse is not a free speech vehicle. It is a curated space. We have mods and we have stage members. The mods are allowed to curate what people say. So if you're complaining that Ann isn't letting us talk about this free speech, she's fine. No. We are not in a free speech place. It's the same if you go to hear somebody speak at give a lecture when you go to class. You can't just call out and start talking about the weather when the professor is talking about calculus. Same deal.
Exactly.
True. Third, we got to get. And last thing, specifically, Ray, I heard what you said, and what I need to say to you specifically is, I'm rubber. Your glue, whatever you say, bounces off of me and sticks to you. So nice. There, deal with that fighting rebuke.
Alan, the key is here also to make sure is that we're not gonna kill you either over your opinion too. That's a big point. But
yes,
okay,
thank you for that.
We're doing a conversation here, which is, I guess, because a lot of people don't like out there in the real world. But go ahead, Othello, you're up.
So we're talking about Candace Owens. This Candace Owens of today.
What about Adolf Hitler?
Hold on.
Is about Charlie Kirk.
The Candace Owens of today.
I understand that, but I think we're talking about Charlie Kirk.
Hold on. So the Candace Owens, I'm still getting spoken over. Yeah, interesting.
It's amazing.
Hey, stop speaking over him. Stop speaking over him.
Show you and
respect for this black man.
Yeah, Augustus, I see you and your wife have that disease. So, this Candace Owens of today is not the same Candace Owens that came up on the scene in 2016. That Candace Owens came like a bat out of hell, in the black community of all these different things. She was also my vesting Black women's group that said, okay, we need to marry white men. And Black people didn't really gel with her. Fast forward, she starts working with conservative groups like Turning Point USA. Yeah. She even works with just different conservative groups. Now, people call her an extremist because she left that form of conservatism. What is she focused on now? She's a part of those right-wing groups that want to divest. Hold on. Oh, look at him.
Hey, I'm not going to say it again. Do not cut him off.
Oh, what are you going to do about it? You strong.
See, it's the free speech. The free speech is being shown on the microcosm and Clubhouse.
Yes, it is.
As well as the macrocosm of people don't want other people to land their ideas.
Oh, dude, land already.
So, now she's, they call her an extremist conservative. Why? Because she wants to divest from Israel. So I think she peeked behind the veil, right? She saw what was really going on, and that's why people are aligning with her, because there are a lot of Americans that want to divest from Israel. Okay, but they're too scared to say it.
That may be true, but Candace Owens...
It's a Jew!
And the Republicans...
Kick him out.
Listen,
that's a troll.
The Republicans, especially the MAGA Republicans, have bent the knee to Israel, right? But there are some right-wingers and some Republicans that don't want to be complicit in Netanyahu's crimes. So that's why we're gelling with Candace Owens right now, because she fixed her vision.
And we know she's married to a Jew, right? She's married to a
works
Jew.
for Jews.
She's not married to a Jew.
She's married to a British aristocrat.
Yeah, he's not married to a Jew.
She's not married to a Jew. They're lying in here. We know what's
We're
going
all
on.
Jewish.
Yeah, I think what's going on is
We know what's going on.
Can everybody stop
Candace
talking
Owens
at
is married
once?
to a man from the line
We know what's going on.
of red white men.
We see it clearly.
Can we talk about that? Did you hear what I said about curated spaces, Otello? Please stop your free speech crying just because you get cut off. And I think in conservative rooms have given you a wide latitude to speak.
Well,
so
thank you,
if you're going to cry, go cry.
I'm laughing.
As far as the divesting rooms, I used to go in those rooms.
I bet you did.
When Clubhouse was black, because I was as a white man, they loved me. But I will just say, at the beginning of Clubhouse, black men used to kill black women once every 7 hours in the United States, and now it's once every 5 hours. So black men have gotten really busy with black women, and they're just killing them faster and faster.
Okay, well, let me see those.
So maybe that's a topic for another.
We'll do that later. Yeah.
You know,
hey, can I put my mark on? I gotta say something.
So Candace always is focused on Israel. Everyone's always focused on Israel.
All right.
Can we talk one at a time, please?
Can nobody hear me, or what's going on around here? But
yeah, sorry.
It's all right, Alan. It's all good. Now, Othello, I want you. Are you going to land, or what's going on here?
Well, I mean, look at it. They're trying to dogpile me.
But Alan does bring up a good point. Othello, you do this in like other rooms that have the opposite view like this. So, just want to make that a note. But go ahead, get 30 seconds, and then we'll go to Othello.
Yeah, can me, please?
Yes.
Well, Othello's going to wrap it up, I think, right?
Yeah, I'm going to wrap it up, and I'm going to segue to the beautiful Harriet Thug. Again, Candace Owens, she peeked beyond the veil. She flew up high to the sun, but she didn't scorch herself. Now she's in a great space, right, to lead the American charge to divest from Israel so that we are not complicit in their crimes anymore, right? And that's Charlie Kirk. He tiptoed that line. He had to. Why? Because he was under the Trump, right? And so Trump is sponsored by AIPAC. Trump is in an alignment with Israel. So it was a tug of war for Charlie Kirk's soul to figure out if he was going to be pro-Israel or anti-Israel. And that's where we're here now. That's why we're here.
Appreciate it, Thal. Thank you.
Thank you for the Prometheus.
Well, when you believe in America first, it means
who's after Thug? Who else wants to go so we have a queue? Else? All right. Go ahead.
Okay. I just have a little comment to say. There is somebody, I think his name is Malta. He keeps shirting out slurs.
Fuck him. Anyway.
Okay.
Basically, what he was saying is what I want to say, but I mean, I have a little bit more creative way to say it. This is not going to be in standard English like his submission. Candace Owens forgot she was black. When she first came out, she was doing what we call shucking and jiving in front of white folks. And we don't appreciate that as African-American people. And she was black when she lost her job in Turning Point USA because she could talk shit about every group but one, right? And she learned that the hard way. And that's what I mean by being situated. This is going to be in standard English. Being situated in the country, being a part of a faction that's not of privilege. When you realize that, that's when she started to switch her stance and do more stories that was more related to the black community. And it was really interesting.
I thought she got fired from Ben Shapiro's group. It's not Turning Point.
She got fired from Daily Wire, and she got fired because she was already saying things that they didn't like.
She was not fired.
You're right. My bad. I said the wrong.
But she was fired because she was already speaking out against saying things that they didn't like, not the other way around. She didn't start saying things they didn't like after she got fired.
No, I was watching her every day.
She got fired.
Yeah, I was watching her every day. I remember when she got fired. She started to implicate the Jays in like deep state conspiracy theories with those quote unquote conspiracy theories. Yeah, right? And I remember that. And at the time, Kanye was going through the same thing.
You know why she did that?
She spoke about Michael Jackson and how these same people were involved in Michael Jackson's downfall, and these same people are involved in Diggie's downfall, and these same people are involved in Sexy Red's rising. So she spoke about that.
Charlie Kirk or slut rapper?
So when it comes down to it, When it comes down to it, that's why that's where her opinion changed, and that's where Black people started to get aligned. Now I'm gonna say this one.
She's been pretty consistent, so I don't know that.
Yeah, Michael, can you chill out? Michael, can
well,
you
her concept is changed. She stopped chucking and jiving in front of y'all. But I'm gonna say this I'm gonna say this last thing, and I'm gonna be done. I'm gonna say this last thing. I'm gonna put it to you like this. I'm gonna be done, right? So it comes down to it. If y'all ever seen Boondocks. On Boondocks, there was an Uncle Ruckus. Regardless of all the fuck shit Uncle Ruckus did, he was still a part of the Black community because at the same time, where the fuck is he going to go? Who is going to accept him for who he is and let him do his thing? You know, he did some fucked up shit, but he's still one of us, a part of the community, as you see in the cartoon, and that's why he's displayed like that. Even though he left the Black kids in the prison with the booty warrior and freed all the white children, he's still a Black man, a part of our community. So that's how I feel about Candace Owens. She is our coon. She's a coon, but she's our coon. So.
It's called getting a nigga moment, is what I think is what you're talking about.
No slurs in this call.
She's a coon, but she's our coon. And she's going to stay over here with.
She started going weird though way before any of this happened.
Even if she forgot she was Black, we remembered she was Black, and we took satisfaction in them reminding her.
Yeah,
we took satisfaction in them reminding her.
Watch her testimony in front of the Senate or I think it was the Senate she testified in front of. She never forgot she was Black, ever. You just decided you liked her now. That's all it was. So don't take credit for her suddenly remembering she was Black. And I'll say this.
I've always felt like she was my clone.
I think when I listen to what she's saying now about Charlie Kirk, I think what it is Black people have just found another person that they can use to justify their hatred of white people. We see it for it is. We're not buying into the bullshit, and we know what you're doing. Thank you very much.
See, I've always liked Candace Owens. I just didn't appreciate the fact that she was shucking and jiving in front of y'all. But I understand post-traumatic slave syndrome, and a lot of Black people have it. And I pray for her. And they reminded her, and they humbled her.
Yeah, nobody here has ever owned slaves, and nobody
I'm talking about being a descendant of slaves.
That doesn't count. That's not a
my great. I'm talking about post-traumatic slave syndrome, like after.
All right, so then if that doesn't count, the Holocaust doesn't count either.
Like after slavery, aligned with your
because they've been slapping us in the face with the Holocaust for the last since the 60s.
DJ,
slavery doesn't count. The Holocaust.
How about we talk one at a time?
DJ,
How about we talk one at a time? How about we talk one at a time? How about we talk one at a time?
DJ, I agree.
Why don't we talk one at a time?
So, Alan, the Armenian genocide.
I agree.
Alan, y'all be protesting every fucking year over this Armenian genocide. Y'all should stop doing that.
I agree with you.
Stop this and move on. Stop drinking.
Alan, you agree that they should be remembering the Armenian
I didn't say they can't remember it. I didn't say they can't remember it.
was never yours to begin with. That she's realizing that.
DJ, you're gonna find. I didn't say they can't remember it. That's something different. But we won't talk. We don't need to talk about that now. The mods, whom I respect.
Oh yeah, we don't need to talk about that. Yeah.
You want me to?
No.
Remembering it is one thing. Using it as an excuse.
Oh, by the way, you didn't answer my question.
From the government.
I agree with what's his face, Alan. Like I do think that this constant guilting, dude. Americans had nothing to do with the Holocaust. Like, just shut the fuck up about it. Do a little remembrance stuff, but do not try to influence us based on it.
What is this room about?
Okay, so Shaw Black said he had a comment about Charlie Kirk.
Why are people moderating from the fucking audience? Like, Jesus, shut the fuck up, you faggots.
Oh, sure.
No need for slurs.
I just think Charlie Kirk full of shit. And
Hey!
He got what he did.
No, but I'm gonna.
Let the hate out. Shaw, like, what did he do, Shaw, to hurt your feelings?
First off, Savannah, I think you're a hot mic, just to let you know. Susanna,
he spoke on the woman like he felt if a woman get raped, they should still have the baby. And it should not be aborted.
You shouldn't get rid of a life.
He was pro-life, yes. Because here's the thing: when you're pro-life like that, and a woman is raped, there's other ways that they can have the baby.
Yeah, but the thing is, he didn't say that, Ty. He didn't. So.
Yes, he fucking did.
Yes, he did. He did. But yes, he did. He took it out of context. Is what he did for a point.
Right. He said that I believe that children are a gift from God.
They are.
They are. Yeah. Okay. So whether it be from
I'll tell you exactly what he said. I know what he said.
Hold on. If there's an ultrasound with a baby that's been from like rape, there's just a married couple ultrasound. Which one is which? You be able to tell?
No, because they're all
baby. Exactly.
That's the point. They shouldn't.
But is the mother gonna love that baby?
He said, as a society, we need to stop normalizing death with more death. Why should a baby be punished after a gruesome incident like that? That baby is the light that comes from it, from God.
True. That's true.
If you have faith in God, then you would understand that God gave you that baby for a reason.
Yes.
Y'all only feel like that because of 2054. That's the only thing y'all feel like.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
You're just mumbling.
Girl, nobody knows about 2054.
No, so I don't even know why you would say.
Explain it. Since you get
does any African American people know about 2054?
Why do you like
y'all
kill
don't
babies? No, why do you want to kill babies?
Why do you have to be racist? Why do you like to swallow babies, Ann?
Yes.
Swallow babies. I've never done that.
I
No.
don't know about 2054. By the way, so 2054 is when on trajectory y'all will. Never mind.
Nobody's talking. You can go ahead.
Speak up. Don't speak up.
I'm scared. I need support.
About the family white
I need support.
Talking about the birth rate.
I'm scared.
That's for sure.
Okay, that's what he's scrambling. That's
why I'm scared because they don't know what I thought they all did. I thought they knew about.
Hey, they'll find out. Let them do it.
Okay.
Yeah, and by
I think he's trying to say 2025.
No, 2050.
By the way, folks. That's a
20.
Maybe she doesn't know what she's talking about.
By the way, folks,
let them figure it out.
Pregnancies resulting from rape are an extreme small percentage of those pregnancies, and out of those, 50% of the women who get pregnant from rape decide on their own, using their own decision making and their own agency, decide to keep the children. So this whole issue of abortion with rape, it's extremely an extreme small percentage of all.
Well, and I forgot who said it. Someone enlightened me, but women who getting raped if they kept their ass in the kitchen making sandwiches.
Oh, that's not nice.
Well, here's the thing: is they claim that they're anti-rape, but then get pissed when Trump deports rapists and criminals. It's amazing.
Hey, can I ask something real quick?
That's not who he's deporting. He's deporting American citizens.
He's not deporting Americans.
No, he didn't.
No, we're not going to talk about that.
Oh, why not?
Hey,
because this room is about Charlie Kirk.
Yes.
Hey,
he put that
to Alan. Hey, to Alan right there. Hey, Alan, I gotta agree with what you said,
bro.
bro.
About Charlie Kirk, but you just had a.
Will you shut the fuck up, Michael? Somebody else was speaking, bitch.
They were talking about.
But I was already talking.
No, we were talking about.
Will you kick this faggot to the goo? He interrupts everybody.
No.
A debate that Charlie Kirk had about abortion and his thoughts on it. So that's why we were just talking about that.
Shut up. Okay. Hey, get Michael off stage.
And I apologize.
Quick.
Hey, to Alan. I got a response to what Alan said. What you said, hey, Alan, what you said was very true. It is a very, very small percentage of that. It really is. But the thing about this is that
when you abort a child, I'm sorry, it's murder. It's murder. It's wrong. It's disgusting. Horrible. If y'all go on the internet and see what they do to these babies when they having to abort them, you'll feel a certain way about that. Conception don't start when the baby's born. It's when it's in the stomach. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
When you get an ultrasound, a woman and we did this in the school, and they had came up and they did an ultrasound of a lady's stomach, and guess what? She was barely what 3 months pregnant. So guess what that ultrasound picked up? A separate heartbeat. So you mean tell me that's not a life? That's a life, and it's murder. I'm sorry, it is murder.
Not to mention, if you kill a pregnant woman, it's double homicide.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with saying that to justify what the abortions. I was saying it to point out that people make a big deal about that argument, and in fact, the reality is it's a small percentage of all abortions. I'm not defending abortions at all.
Well, right.
So,
just because they're grasping at straws, for any reason, try and justify the reason why they don't want to admit that they are just out slutting around and sleeping with every guy that flirts with them. Instead of
are you trying to talk about the black people?
I'm not done. What? And instead of owning that and taking accountability, they have to justify why it's okay to use abortion as a contraceptive. But to my grander point, is there anyone on stage that disagrees with me that all children are a gift from God?
Not every single one. Not everyone. Children are a gift from God. It really is.
Yes, I love that statement. I'm
trying to frame the culture in a way. Anyone that disagrees with that? Oh, perfect. So the abortion talk is over.
Yes.
I want to put this out here. There was a dude come up here and said that something about is this talking about black women and this about the abortions. Well, I got to say this, bro. Whoever said that since the year 1970, and don't get mad at me, you can do the facts. Since the year 1970, black women have aborted over 10 million babies since 1970.
It's just divisive and stupid. Any kind of abortion, I don't care what color you are, is wrong. In my opinion, okay?
I agree with you, Andrew. I agree with you.
Percentages on something like that, you're just trying to be divisive, and it's not helpful.
Hey, well, I'm black.
I don't care what that means to me.
I do research.
I
guarantee you don't know how to.
Yes, and look at the data on it. You know what I mean? Children, the kids are not ours to begin with in a way. They the Lord for one. It's our purpose on this earth to raise children in the best way possible and follow the guidelines that was sought before us. We have no right to take these children's life like that. That's his right. If he decide to take that children's life, that's his will, not ours. We need to stop trying to play God for one. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, I do.
You know what I'm really upset about is people running all the red lights. When you stop at a red light, you gotta stop.
We're not talking about street laws, buddy. We're talking about church.
How you know those abortions? How you know those abortions is not the will of God, though?
And which party wants you?
Are you saying that God is carrying the babies?
Murdering children? That's crazy.
Abortion makes sure the babies.
But you guys are missing the obvious thing. Now, imagine if all of these, how many babies were murdered by their mothers or aborted? How many black babies?
Over 30 million.
Over 30 million. Can you imagine this country if it had 30 million more black people in it, and how much more violent our country would be, and how much higher a murder rate would be?
That's a good point. Who said that? I respect it.
No.
When you guys use it, I know, I researched the data. Okay, we all know that data and polls can be skewed to display a certain narrative, right?
Yes.
So okay, right. So when people say these things, I'm like, Are you suffering from cognitive dissonance? Are you all right? Are we trusting? What reliable data is there? Please enlighten me.
They're healthcare providers. They have to keep track of the number of fucking abortions they provide.
Yeah, the same healthcare providers that were saying the amount of COVID deaths and wouldn't say the amount of people that have died.
Well, it's pretty black and white. You either gave someone an abortion or you didn't. It's not guessing the cause of death. It's literally a white thing.
That's also true.
The thing is, Josh fell right into the trap. You know how many people in this room want this to fall into a black conversation about black people? Josh, you
I'm not a part of that.
You took the bait, and let's get back on course.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I ain't trying to make no black and white.
Don't even go that way. Because we got the pink pill in here. If the pink pill start getting off her agenda, it's gonna be a sad day.
Wait, listen what I'm saying.
Charlie Kirk.
Yeah, and which party
Hold on, I want to address Uncle real quick.
Hold on a sec. Which party wants people to keep their babies, and which party wants people to kill more babies?
I want people.
Let's not try and figure that out. You know,
You have to look up the data, Ellen. Go look up the data first.
That's having the least amount of babies is telling people to keep their babies. It's literally clear. It's clear.
Nah, hey, to what Othello said, I ain't making no black or white, nothing. I'm just saying what that other guy said something about dealing with black people. That's why I have brought that up. So don't throw me in that fire like that. I ain't making no black and white, nothing. I'm just stating facts.
Well, you're stating the data that you researched.
But I mean, when you have an abortion, like the baby hasn't been born yet, it hasn't had an opportunity to sin. So wouldn't it go straight to heaven?
Yeah, bro.
Well, it depends if you're Catholic. I think they made us some kind of purgatory where they have to purge their unsinly sins before they go to heaven.
See, when you start asking questions like that, that's how you know all that shit is bullshit.
So wait, you're saying that heaven there's a bunch of black babies up there?
No, they're in purgatory. We're Catholic.
They get a bottle of grape and they get mashed chicken wings.
Black people like their chicken wings.
Don't ever say that again. Don't say that.
You see what you did, Josh?
How many white people like fried chicken and grape juice?
Black people like their chicken wings fried hard. I don't.
You know how to say black people? A lot of people like fried chicken.
Let me give y'all a tip. You can bake chicken for 4 hours and it won't dry out. So just
the white babies get mayonnaise sandwiches.
And Nick Becker is there. When you go to heaven, there's 40 virgins. That's heaven.
Hey, don't say what I did, Josh. Othello, you've done that because you made it that situation.
Shaheed Heaven.
You did that.
That's Othello. You did that shit.
Y'all put through the fight. I thought I had public school education. I can't.
That's not. Y'all never read the book about Othello?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, that's a fair. You should have read it in high school.
Yeah, that was my summer project. I didn't do it, so.
But the main thing is, man, it's not right to take a hadn't even started to even develop clearly yet. It's not cool. That's the whole point. It's not cool.
And do you guys know that when Charlie's life was taken, his one 3-year-old was sitting right there in front of him? Like, not that they will remember that.
That's truly sad.
No, it is. And, like, a bunch of there was all 8 essentially.